Reserve time.
All right, welcome back, everyone. We're in Game 2 of this Best of 3 series. We saw Sector 5 take the first game of this set, and they did it in pretty dominating fashion. Once again, I'm Niz. You're watching Nizcast. Joining me as the co-caster is going to be Goofy. Goofy?
Hi, guys.
With us, he is. And we're also going to have Indy Bear. He's going to be doing the stats.
10 seconds
and,
remaining.
oh boy, Game 1. Well,
5
I guess
seconds
Sector 5, they
remaining.
were the favorites going into this, of course. If you're new, just joined the stream. Sector 5, kind of the old Not
Reserve
Today
time.
lineup as of 3 or 4 days ago. Not sure if you guys saw the Reddit thread. They left Not Today, or the organization Not Today, and they're... I don't think they're actually with a new organization, Sector 5. I think they're just kind of on their own at the moment.
Dire team banned.
But
Sector
they
5
did
is
leave
some
that.
codename Kids Next Door. So, yeah, weird name for a esports sponsorship company, right? Like an esports organization. But yeah, you can see their pictures are actually codename Kids Next Door.
10 seconds
Anyway,
remaining.
you think you're gonna give them Dire Shadow Fiend? I mean, Radiant Shadow Fiend again?
I don't know.
5 seconds remaining.
Considering they're Radiant again.
It'll be interesting. Yeah, we do have the same sides here. So Radiant for Sector 5.
Reserve time.
I believe the way it works is one team gets to choose side, the other team gets to choose pick. It's dependent on where you are in the brackets.
Radiant
I don't
team
exactly
pick.
remember the rule for that. I'm sorry about that, guys. But we will have Shadow Fiend getting banned out this time. Reminder, guys, this is for ESL 1 New York. This is the NA, or North American, even though we do have a Peruvian team here. We do have a lot of American, or America's teams. But this is the North American qualifiers, the open qualifiers. The top 4 teams will... out of all this, will get a spot in
Radiant
the main
team
qualifier. So it's a 2-tiered qualifiers, and then of course the teams that win that get the spot in the main event. But
Dire team banned.
enough about that. We've got a draft to talk about. As we've got Gyro and Phantom Lancer picked up by Sector 5, but the Tusk Techies duo for Team TI.
I'm not excited about Techies, man.
10
It's a weird hero to cast, right? But
So
it'll be fun.
I absolutely hate
Radiant
Techies.
team
Absolutely
banned.
hate
Yeah,
them.
Techies too, man.
But at goddamn TI finals, or TI, I had to cheer for it because of EG, and it felt wrong. It felt real wrong. Then I got back from TI. The first game that I cast after not casting for
10
about 2
seconds
months
remaining.
had a Techies in it, and it went 70 minutes. I think it was 76
5
minutes
seconds
long,
remaining.
and it was a disaster. Trying to catch all the Techies kills on camera, it was
Reserve
tough. But
time.
we're gonna try to do a little bit better this time around, guys. But yeah, the Tusk and Techies duo, very, very strong. Of course, you can snowball the Techies in, and with the Ice Shards, with the dropping a mine, with the Suicide, it's very, very easy to get kills. Of course, once you get level 6 on the Tusk, it gets much easier because you kind of have that extra little disable, although Walrus Punch isn't that big of a disable. It still buys you enough time for Techies to drop a mine and easily explode it. But yeah, it's definitely very, very strong
Dire team
strong duo.
banned.
Be interesting to see how they're able to run it as well. They obviously feel pretty comfortable running it, picking it here while they're on the ropes.
So pick up PL Van or Shakers for you. They have the gyro already.
10 seconds.
Where's this gyro
remaining.
going, dumb man? Just Phantom Lancer already. What's going on here?
Yeah, that's definitely something that's
5
going to kind of
seconds
throw
remaining.
you off guard when they open Gyro's Phantom Lancer, and I guess
Reserve time.
it could be a mid Gyro. There has been teams kind of running that.
Seems like something Smash would do, right?
Maybe it's kind of going back to the old support Gyro. That's obviously an option. He could
Without a
run him
doubt, though, they
offlane.
thought about this.
Could run him offlane. I don't think that's going to be the thing. There is the one possibility where you leave your Phantom Lancer in the safe lane by himself, and you go aggro with the Gyrocopter. I don't know if I like the idea of doing that with the kind of heroes that are already on board for Team TI, but
I'm pretty sure Sector 5 has thought about this opening before, though,
Dire
where you
Oh,
pick
for
the
sure.
gyro, because it's a PL counter, and you just pick them both together. It's definitely like it's definitely a strategy. PL and gyro paired together in this patch are 1 in 3. I've been informed by our stats man. So it has been picked before 4 times, and That's a 25% win rate. But Sector 5 has got a plan. They weren't back in. You
10
see,
seconds
probably most of the
remaining.
times that's been picked, the team has been back into the corner. This is where that's going to be misleading,
5
right?
seconds
They're back into the
remaining.
corner where they had to pick it. But
Yeah.
in this case, Sector 5, this was their plan, right? So it is different, right?
Radiant team
Well, I'm guessing
pick.
most of the times you would have picked up the gyro early because, I mean, gyro is one of the most contested picks right now. So you pick it up early, and then I imagine, like you said, you kind of get backed into a corner and realize we need something else, and you pick up the Phantom Lancer. But they're opening with these two, so be interesting. We're gonna have a Storm Spirit now for Team TI, and this is once again a very aggressive lineup. Even though there's a Techies, once you pair that
10
Techies with the
seconds
Tusk, it can be very, very aggressive. In chat, people are saying 60-minute game.
5 seconds.
you
5
don't-
seconds remaining.
You know, that isn't necessarily the case. Team TI could be very
Reserve
aggressive with this
time.
lineup. Lots of gank potential with the Storm Spirit, with the Tusk, especially when you add the Techies with the Tusk. A lot of kill potential. Then Techies almost completely locks down one lane that you don't even want to go anywhere near.
Dire team pick.
So that could open up possibilities for other kills as, you know, maybe Sector 5 gets spread thin, looking for farm on the map with one less lane for them to farm.
I hate to admit this, man, but Techies is really the player dictates completely what Techies is going to do, right?
Oh,
like,
for sure.
If the player, a good Techies is so much different than a bad Techie. It's like, as horrible as that is to admit, like, there's the Techies player will likely set the pace of this game. And
Honestly, Techies is probably
5
one of the
seconds remaining.
biggest heroes when it comes to skill variance and how effective the hero is.
Reserve time.
Like, you can say the same about something like a Storm or a Shadow Fiend or something like that, but Techies it's crazy the difference between a good one and a bad one.
yeah, a lot of it's game sense too, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'd imagine if you watch a team's replays a lot and you play Techies against them, you can absolutely demolish them. Like you know the way they move their heroes, where they ward, etc. And then you play Techies against them. With some research, the hero can just be ridiculous. That's why I don't think he's going anywhere unless he gets nerfed. Like, he's definitely a good pocket strat. Winter Wyvern survives till 7th pick, dude.
Of
Unreal.
Absolutely wild.
Dire team
Well,
pick.
the lion pick, I think, was pretty obvious. It's really strong against the Storm Spirit. It's also not too bad against Tusk, but it also gives them some good disable to go with the fact that they're running a Gyrocopter and a Phantom Lancer, and they're also picking up a Queen of Pain, so it's really their
10
only
seconds
lockdown,
remaining.
unless you're running Gyro Missile, which isn't necessarily the
5
best
seconds remaining.
lockdown to
And,
begin with.
In this patch, Techies plus Tusk is 11-2.
Reserve time.
The Snowball Suicide combo, I suppose. Seems
I think Indy's probably not even going to be able to find the stat, but I imagine
10
you get
seconds
Tusk picked up a
remaining.
lot early, and 9 times out of 10, the
Radiant
Techies just gets
team
banned in
banned.
the second ban phase.
yeah.
So we probably don't even get to see this combo anywhere near as much as teams would like to run it, as everyone kind of is aware of it. But Team TI, they said, what the hell? We're just going to pick the two right off the
Let me
bat.
save some of these stats for the game. I'm blowing up Indy's spot here.
10 seconds remaining.
One thing Team TI has going for them is they have an aggressive support this game, right? They like to push the pace,
5
and they have
seconds
a
remaining.
support that's actually going to be able to move around the map. Last game, they were stuck with kind of two passive
Reserve
support
time.
heroes.
Well, you say that, but you're kind of grouping the Tusk into that. Tusk is really going to be their offlaner here, and the Techies is going to be essentially your position 4, I guess.
I don't know about that. I think the Tusk is going to move around the map, and the Techies is going to get items. We'll see what happens.
That's the thing that's actually really great about not just Dota, but this game in particular, where we don't know. You know, that's completely up to Team TI and how they want to play the game. You know, if you just look at it and say, well, Tusk is position 3, he's just going to be the one farming, Techies is more of a support, you can play that way, but you can also completely flip it around. It'll be interesting to see which one they choose to go with here. As they did ban out their last hero, which was Witch
10
Doctor,
seconds
so removing,
remaining.
once again, another really strong kind of controlling, or at least zone
5
controlling
seconds
support.
remaining.
And Sector 5, who are they going to ban out here? They're going to ban out the Anti-Mage.
Dire team pick.
Clinks. I like
Radiant
Clinks here. I think
team
Clinks is
pick.
actually a fantastic pick. It's strong against the Phantom Lancer. It's strong against the Queen of Pain. And this is a hero that EG ran with it, right? When they ran the Techies and TI in the
Which one?
main stage. Clinks. I think I'm pretty sure they ran Fear on
That
Clinks.
sounds right.
But Naga Siren, a couple people in chat were saying it a long time ago in the draft, so we're going to see the Naga. But look at this draft. Who's going where?
Naga's a good attacky support counter. Yeah, you have illusions for the mines. You have song to D mine. It's really, really good pick.
So what do you think the lanes are? I think the Queen of Pain's off lane. You put the Naga mid, Phantom Lancer safe lane, and then Gyro's support with the Lion. Who stays
I have no idea, man. I've surrendered to the possibilities.
10 seconds remaining.
Team TI is easy. Storm mid, Clink safe lane, Winter Wyvern with him, Tusk Techie's off lane. I think that one's pretty set in stone. Well, we'll see real soon. First game was won by Sector 5. Just saw that question in the chat. We did get them to set it up for the best of 3, so we do have the counter at the top, thanks to, I think, Van. I believe it was Van that set that up for us, so awesome job by him. But let's introduce the teams and the players before we get too much into this. On the Radiant side, we're going to have Sector 5 playing the Queen of Pain. Is going to be Smash. We've got the Gyrocopter getting played by Stinger. Shinky, which I believe is Van, is going to be playing the Phantom Lancer. And unfortunately, I don't know which one is which between Because I Can and UPS. One of them is Masuko, and the other one's Misko, but we're going to have Because I Can on the Lion, and UPS is going to be playing the Naga Siren. For
Dire, we have Bricks on Clinks, CG on Storm Spirit, Raven on the Techies, and you know these two names? Which one's which?
Yeah, so the Tusk is Shota, S-H-O-T-A, and the Winter Wyvern is going to be Kenny.
Again, sorry about that, guys. There's no ticket, so we don't have like official player names. We're doing our best.
Yeah, I really wish.
What do you think about this invade, dude? You see this? This is wild. They're deep in Dire jungle right now.
Yeah, they just wanted to push out really far and get aggressive wards so that can really track kind of any kind of movement that's going on from the enemy team. So something you see a lot of teams do against Spirit Breaker. You really want to get your wards out far so that you see the initial rotations that are coming out from the Spirit Breaker rather than just saying, okay, last minute we're seeing a guy charging across our ward and it's almost too late to react. So it's the same kind of premise. Push those wards out, see where that Techies is moving around. Try to catch him in a position where a ward isn't kind of standard to ward at that point in the game, and get an idea of where those rotations are going on. But
mid to high ground ward just got dewarded at 30 seconds of the game. That's just gigantic, man. I don't know if you caught that.
Yeah, I saw that there was an observer ward there, but that was really heads-up play coming out from them, knowing that that ward was going to be coming out.
This is top lane is going to be really tense, but this is one of the most classic lanes in Dota, and it's definitely co-op favored in the early game. And then post 6 Storm's fine, but it's a fun lane to play, that's for sure.
Yeah, I will actually go over the lanes because they are definitely different than than I anticipated they'd be. We're going to have the Clinks and the Winter Wyvern going up against an aggressive tri-lane where the Gyrocopter is the farmer, with Gyrocopter, Naga, and Lion. So the Naga is support. Mid lane is going to be the Queen of Pain going up against the Storm Spirit, and in the bottom lane it is going to be a Phantom Lancer going up against the dual lane of the Techie's Tusk. So they did choose to leave the Phantom Lancer on his own in the bottom lane, like I kind of expected that they would. But when they started picking some really weird heroes, I wasn't too sure about it.
So Dire actually has no wards out on the map right now because they've accidentally placed one in their base.
Oh my goodness.
We missed that one. We missed that when it happened, but I circled it on the map. So that's really unfortunate. They used their one ward. They really valued that high ground ward. That means, and they lost it. So
that's really, that sucks. That really sucks to have that happen. There is
Ooh, Smash cancels the salve in mid lane, dude. That is.
Yeah, CG's gonna.
That was clutch.
He's really gonna have to bottle Crow here in a second. I'm surprised he actually hasn't sent the courier out already.
Because of their dominance on bot lane, it looks like he'll get the bot.
Yeah. But still, I almost feel like he should. Oh, I missed the kill in the top lane. As UPS is actually going to get the kill. As Kenny's going to go down. I'm sure UPS wasn't the vast majority of the damage there. But they did manage to get that. get that kill there. But yeah, I'm a little surprised because I feel like CG is probably going to have to bottle crow soon after. He kind of uses a couple sips here to get himself back up to full, but maybe I'm wrong. Certainly he's a better player than I am, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that one. Oh, more pings coming out for aggressions as they are going to drop a sentry ward. They're going to try to catch Bricks, and oh my goodness, they throw the ensnare out, but Bricks was just able to move outside the sentry range, and that means the ensnare doesn't land. One of those weird kind of interactions, but...
No, of course that works. I mean, it's a bit unfortunate, man. It's got such a long animation. It's really easy to get out of sentry range as invisible plinks in that situation.
It was actually really weird. It looks like UPS kept canceling his net animation. I'm not sure if it was too close.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Maybe he was just too close to the trees there and kept losing vision as Bricks was kind of walking around them, but it looks like he was almost canceling there for a second. It was a little weird.
Phantom Lancers resigned himself to hiding in the trees at bot lane, man.
Yeah, and they're just going for the push here. So there's obviously some kind of plan in the back of the mind for Sector 5 here. Is their Phantom Lancer's not going to get much at all down here. He's at 4 CS. Unfortunately, actually just misses one there, so still at 4 CS, as he will get the catapult here.
There's nothing in Dota like when you're getting nothing and you miss a CS.
It's terrible.
It's morale destroying. Yeah.
So you know what?
But I think your strategy is similar to last game.
As a player who typically gets a lot of farm, like you, Goofy, it's even more devastating when you're a support and you only get a couple of those chances a game and you miss one. It feels like you're always really behind when you miss one of those last hits.
Yeah, like missing full camp creeps as a 5 is an awful feeling.
Oh,
for sure.
Goodness.
Fine. It could mean boots or no boots. It could mean a gank or no gank. Little things like that really are what make Dota the game that it is, though. So I'm glad it's like that.
So last game we saw Smash just, well, for lack of a better word, smash Bricks in the mid lane as the SF go up against the TA. Now we're seeing CG in the mid lane on the Storm Spirit, and Smash once again completely taking over this lane. He's at 28 and 8 CS, and we take a look at CG 17 and 2. That is
considering his solve got canceled. This is I mean that's part of the lane, right? But
yeah, that certainly is. Right? But I don't know if the lead should be that big already as a result of that.
This is a hard lane for Storm. Easier.
Bottom tower
Tier 1 going down. Actually, neither of the heroes getting the last hit there. But UPS came down here. He's actually hiding in the trees. What's actually interesting to note is that because there was this aggro tri lane coming out from Sector 5, that meant that there's no Techies mines on the map. There's just this one spot. All the other Techies mines were used to bring down the tower quickly. If we're going to have Snowball coming in, as they're going to go on the Phantom Lancer. Raven's there trying to get some damage in, but unfortunately the Ice Shards misses. And they do just bring the Phantom Lancer down to 80 HP, but that's enough for him to walk away.
Techies' attacks look much more powerful than they are, you know? Just to try and basically, like...
Pretty sure it's the lowest damage hero in the game. 38 before armor.
Look at when he shoots, man. It looks dangerous. You don't, it looks like you don't want to be in the way of that.
It's because it's like a mortar.
You would think that would do a lot of damage.
Ice Shards misses again. They're still going to snowball, go after the Phantom Lancer here, and there's that combo. The suicide brings him down. UPS not really able to do anything to help on out, as we will have Shadow Strike coming out from Smash, as he's going to look to get a return kill. As he actually...
This is discipline, not trying to TP away, dude. He was certainly dead if he tried to TP. I would have tried to TP and died. That's why I'm saying that.
Well, I think he still is going to die.
Oh, no!
Snowball in, and they're going to get the kill onto the Naga, and unfortunately Smash steps on the mines. The one spot where there's mines on the map.
That
oh boy.
I mean, he was a playmaker there, though. You have to have respect for the Tusk, right? Like, what I would have done in that situation, I'm not a bad Dota player. I'm not the best by far, but I would have said, alright, I'm dead. I'm going to TP and get the Quap ult at least. You know, at least get her ult.
I think there was certainly a possibility, even after he realized that there wasn't a blink coming out from the Quap, that he could have still TP'd, but he was almost playing into those mines. He knew that the Techies was coming back down, and he just... I think that was... not only great heads-up play from the Tusk, but just great coordination coming out from Team TI. It looks like they were trying to set that up, and I don't know how, but Smash chose the one place that he didn't want to walk. And the mines, well, they did their job. PL actually just cleared out a couple mines with his illusions in the bottom.
Yeah, that's good, man. They also have Naga illusions for that as well.
Yeah, you mentioned that in the draft. It's going to be something that it'll be interesting to see how active they are with their illusions on the map, checking for those mines. And you know what? That could be something that just kind of overstresses those players, and they're worried so much about it, and it's taking too much of their APM, focusing on doing that they're missing CS, or they're not being 100% efficient. As we are going to have the call down coming out, but it's not going to result in a kill, as the gyro will go down. Tusk snowballs on in, and it's actually a creep that gets the last hit. But so far,
yeah, at this level, you gotta trust the players to make their own decisions as far as how much you're gonna focus on one day or another. Like, I'm sure they might get a bit distracted, but at this level, I think the players should be capable of deciding how much they want to spend their time looking around for mines with their illusions.
Mm-hmm. But so far, we're only 9 minutes into the game. Score 4-2 in favor of Team TI. Of course, they're down one game in the series, but who do you favor right now? Has Team TI done enough?
I really favor Radiant here because there's a big CS lead for Radiant, and I think that it's a similar situation. They're gonna need to end the game. Like, they do need to win at some point. Like, maybe not, dude. I don't know. Depending on how well Storm does. If Storm goes to early Bloodstone and gets successfully gets charges, it's too early to call. Is I guess what I mean to say.
Definitely do want to point out the fact that we have very similar, although they're very different heroes, very similar lineups to what we had last game. Once again, Team TI looking for a lot more of the aggressive kind of play style, and Sector 5 playing into they're a lot more passive. Just saying, you know what, we're just going to ride it out, we're going to get a little bit later on into the game, and that's where we'll be okay.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
At the same time, though, with one good fight, Storm could walk over all these heroes for the next 50 minutes. Like, he could be the dominant force in every team fight for the next 30 or 40 minutes, just by getting a couple items, getting a good early game. I think that can be the case. That could happen.
He is doing the best for his team right now at 41-3 CS. So I'm actually going to switch on over to the net worth. I try to never switch before 10 minutes. We just hit that 10-minute mark, so let's see where we stand. Gyro number 1, 3,900 net worth. Then it's Smash on the Queen of Pain at 3,800. Then it's the Storm, 37. So CG actually, despite how the CS was going in lane, managed to keep pace with Smash. And then the off lane Tusk, 36.
Here I am.
Yeah,
So that's actually a lot more even than I was expecting, based on the last hits.
The PL caught up really well as well, though, man. Like, PL had 2 when Tusk had like 16 or something like that. And PL's just back up at 40s. He's doing good. Do you think this is a Vlad's PL game? I guess not, because he's got Aquila, so.
I don't know. But we did have a TP to the mid lane from CG with the Tusk already sitting there farming. And now we even had a rotation in from Bricks on the Clinks. So they were looking to get something going, but it looks like they are going to back away as there is being some pressure applied on their top tier 1. Winter Wyvern is going to go down. Kenny unfortunately taking the fall there.
Not Kenny.
Because I don't think we're going to have
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
any more action up here. So I'm going to bring up the net worth, and wow.
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under
I
attack.
certainly didn't expect it to look like that. But we do have a very, very slight lead for Sector 5.
Dire's middle
XP
tower
is going to be a
has
lot
been
more in their
denied.
favor, yeah, 1,500. Wow.
Well, I pretty much, took a look at that. I pretty much felt like that's what I was expecting.
I figured it would be a lot more Sector
Radiant's
5
middle
favored there.
tower is under attack.
Oh, more?
Yeah.
Oh, no. They just pretty much came back just now, like in terms of net worth. But
Well, there was
they're
those,
doing good.
there was
But
those
I think
couple
they're
kills
set for this
early.
game.
I think it's the PL that's kind of like throwing me off. How limited he was in the bottom lane. And how
Oh, but he's
well
recovered
everything
now.
worked
He's 63 CS.
in the top. Well, it looks like we're going to see another push for this top tier 1 tower. Bricks is invis. He's windwalked in behind. He's going to do a little scouting. He is going to find UPS. So they do have knowledge that UPS is up there in behind Stinger. In fact, UPS just showing himself to the tower there, I believe.
Still, this tower will fall.
Yeah, he just showed himself. And oh boy, drops the sentry. And snare. Call down. Bricks tries to TP out, but UPS actually using the Song of the Siren. They will get the tower. They won't get the kill on Bricks. I think that's an okay trade. I certainly think that was an okay trade.
I think they should have just let him go when he was teleporting. I think you should just let him have it.
And yeah, and keep the sleep. Yeah.
Keep the sleep to push out further on top with the Naga hidden. That'd be really good. I mean, but that's like that's playing retrospective Yoda, right? Like.
Yeah, for sure. But while that was going on, there was another kill. We did lose the Phantom Lancer, but Tusk got the kill there. So that was definitely a huge move for Team TI. Getting the kill there.
Yeah, we need to see the Dire team move into the Radiant jungle and kind of lock it down. That's going to be a pretty... Ooh.
Raven drops a mine, Stinger walks up top, blows it up, and then he suicides, but it's not enough. 140 HP left on the gyro. We're gonna have a haste bomb by CG.
We want to see the Storm Spirit, and until the Orchid's up at least, we want to see the Storm and Techies and Tusk kind of lay down the law in the Radiant jungle. And that's what will help. We see the Techies and they're trying to, trying to set up, but I really would like to see the Dire team take up kind of put up a wall and say like, you can't have these 3 camps. That would be good. That would start to get them into the game.
The problem is like, you can try to set that up, but you're doing it against illusions. And look, they're using illusions right now to move into the jungle. And not only are they scouting out some of those mines, but I think we're going to get a 3-way stack here. Let's see. Maybe just a 2-way stack. Maybe just not stacking at all. Yeah, they're just checking for mines, and they're going to find a set.
Yeah, at this point in the game, the green mines, the regular land mines are so important. I say the green mines, they're both green, but the little green mines are so important. The automatically activated ones. And the illusions just shut that down, man. That's why the Naga support is a really good Techies counter. The song is really effective against them later on, too.
And the fact that your Naga is a support is the fact that she can devote a lot more of her time to doing stuff like that. Of course, the Phantom Lancer can do it as well, but he doesn't want to have to be moving around the map and using his illusions to do that. He wants to be using them to accelerate his farm.
They catch the Techies once again.
Tower is under attack.
It's like a
Radiant's top tower is
snowball effect from his missed suicide earlier.
Structures are fortified.
One thing you'll notice is that Storm hasn't committed to any item choice yet. Yeah, but he has scouted the Quap's Orchid. He still hasn't made a decision, so
Dire's bottom
maybe he's waiting.
So you say that he scouted the Quap's Orchid. As someone who plays a lot of Storm Spirit, what do you think is on his mind right now? What are his options?
I don't know. Yule is not as good on him anymore since the nerf. I'm not sure what, as a first item at least. I'm not sure what he's gonna buy, man. I really don't know. We'll find out right now though. It's gonna be Bloodstone.
Okay. So invest.
Usually when someone saves like that, it'll be Bloodstone.
Well, we're gonna have him jump on in. He's gonna get the pull off on the Stinger. We're gonna have another TP on out. But it's going to be the Song of the Siren coming out from UPS, and that's going to allow them all to TP away as UPS sings us the song of his people.
That's frustrating as a Storm Spirit, losing your mana for that. But, oh, nice. We got
I missed that one.
Mind kill. I missed it. Where was it? Right here?
Right in the bottom lane, yeah, where it's getting pinged out. I missed it too, but...
The Techies a hard hero to cast, man.
It's impossible. It's so hard, especially when you have so many mines getting detonated by these illusions. It's so hard keeping track of where they keep getting laid down.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, Tusk getting.
Usually, the most standard Storm build right now is I play some Storm. Most standard Storm build right now is Bloodstone, right? Like, especially if you need your Storm to be a relevant force in the late game. That's kind of the difference between the Storm this game for Team TI and the Storm last game for Sector 5. Last game, the Storm needed to just
Smash, almost getting picked off by Bricks there.
He needs to be an early game, kind of force to be reckoned with. In this game, they need their Storm to have a late game presence. There's no way they're ending anytime soon. And
looks like they are going to get a kill here on Stinger.
Yeah, Gyro will go down to 4 heroes in the Dire jungle. But yeah, the Storm just really needs to be present in the late game, and that's why Bloodstone's such a good build.
So, you say that, and I'm actually wondering about another skill build. I know neither of us really play a bunch of Clinks, but Bricks choosing to go with the Chrysalis as his first item rather than going for an Orchid, and we saw kind of the effect of that. Smash was just able to blink away, and although he almost brought him down to 70 HP, just wasn't enough. Like, he didn't have the silence to lock Smash down there for longer. Why do you think he would go for that? Like,
Beats me, dude. I don't play Clinks.
It's just more fight. Kind of the same.
I'm pretty sure it's a farming item, man. I think that's Clinks' farming item.
So I guess the call from Team TI then has been, we're going to go a little later in this game. We're going to farm it up a little bit. We're going to go with the Bloodstone on our Storm. We're going to go for the Chrysalis. As CG, Ball Lightning's in from way on out. Grabs the haste, but not able to bring the PL down. Bring him down kind of low. And oh no, Winter's Curse is kind of just wasted there as Kenny tries to lock them down.
Space creators for Clinks, I guess.
Yeah. You almost have a mech finished by UPS.
It's also definitely a marginally better. Look, never has crit been the first item for Dota. Yeah, I was about to say the Desolator is usually the item you go if you want a rat. Oh no, dude, look, it's crit into Orchid. It's definitely just a farming choice. It's definitely just a cheap farming choice, without a doubt. What I was gonna say is that it's a marginally better pushing item as well. So.
Really interesting though, the fact that it's never been picked up before in pro play, and unfortunately this isn't ticketed, so it's actually not going to get added to the stats for future reference. But we'll have to see how it plays out here for Bricks, as well, we're about just past 10 minutes past when I last asked you. Is still Sector 5 favored?
I think so. I think Dire's made the right choices on the right himself, so.
Yeah, I think
Storm's
so.
Bloodstone's looking to come about 20 minutes.
But there's always the threat of one of these two heroes, the Storm or the Clinks. We've been talking about them a lot recently. But if they start snowballing out of control, they can just completely...
Storm and Clinks is quite a good combo, too. Clinks scout someone out, and then Storm can jump on them.
We do have a two-man smoke here coming out from UPS and Smash.
Hopefully they lose the Tusk, not the Clinks. If they lose someone. Oh, they're not going to lose anyone at all. It's really good.
Wow, even gonna
just
force a song, and this is a level 1 song. That's huge. That's a really long cooldown. 3 minutes. Of course, song loses a minute on its cooldown every time you level it up, so 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute. I have to check after I said that, but yes, it is correct. I actually am going to bring up the gold graph here, and we are dead even. So despite the fact that we both feel that Sector 5 is a little bit ahead, the gold graph right now is even. XP actually has come the way of Team TI, but 500 XP is pretty much negligible at this point in the game. But I do favor Sector 5 going a little bit later on into the game. We are going to have a jump from CG onto Because I Can, but he immediately gets shut down and we'll jump back to safety as UPS was there. Although he doesn't really have much to lock down the Storm.
Yeah, the Lion is essentially their answer for Storm. Song and Lion. It kind of sucks getting Storm does. Song does. Storm does Song. Song does Storm, yeah. It's real bad when that happens to you.
Oh, Bricks was doing some little bit cheeky plays there, eating the creeps, the big creeps that the PL was farming. But he will get caught out as UPS and 5 make a rotation down. Once again, UPS on top of those sentries, catching the Clinks.
Yeah, that kind of stuff makes you feel so dumb when you do that. That makes me feel sad when stuff like that happens to me. I'm sure that he was doing the rest of the kid though to try to slow the team down. Like I said, the foothold in the Radiant jungle never really happened, so PL's is getting exactly what he wants. It's kind of a problem for Dire team.
So as stream is a little bit behind, but Mafia Cheese in chat actually saying it's super cost effective for mid game. I'm assuming he is talking about the Chrysalis on the Clinks. and that just kind of echoes what you were saying. But we do have the Bloodstone finish now on the Storm Spirit, and I was going to kind of bring this up when you mentioned they have got the Lion to counter the Storm Spirit. When the Storm jumps in, the Lion's almost immediately there to lock him down. Does that mean BKB is going to be our next item pickup for Storm, or like what are his options?
I love Lincoln Spirit. I always find Lincoln's in Storm.
It's tough.
But he'll probably be BKB in this game. And if you go Lincoln, like Lincoln Shiva's a good build in this game for late game Storm Spirit, but I don't know if he'll do that. That's what I would do.
Bricks is
that's without a doubt what I would do. But most Storms will probably go BKB here.
And they are going to go for Roche here, so neither of them were scouted by wards as they walked in, as they were both invis.
Crit's not bad here either for Rosh, but Decimal's definitely still better for Rosh, obviously. So it's enough though. It's 2K and it's enough. So and it's not a slot.
Roshan has fallen to the dash.
Of course.
So
Eventually you start your
comes in,
Decimal.
throws one auto attack and gets the Aegis.
Looking toward the late game. You don't actually have to sell a Crystal West, you know what I mean? You just upgrade it. So that's an interesting way to look at it as well.
Ghost Scepter actually getting picked up by Smash on the Queen of Pain. That's definitely going to be strong. Going up against the Clinks, and you know, we saw the stat much earlier about the fact that you pick up well, Desolator's going to be one, but wow, Smash is blowing out there. But Diffusal is obviously another option for Clinks. Oh my god, the remotes. Gets the double. Now we're going to have another sleep. And that's going to allow Because I Can to TP away, and UPS should just be able to walk away as the snowball is going to go off, but not going to bring him to his target. But the point I was trying to make is we sometimes see Clinks actually pick up a Diffusal to counter that Ghost Scepter. But we're not going to see Bricks kind of being able to do that. And that just allows Smash to protect himself against the Clinks. And he's going to need that because the Orchid is, I think it's actually almost on its way. In fact, it might actually be completed.
Right now. This is a really bold move by PL. If Storm picks him out, he can pull him. Whoa! Turns out the Fusel Blade's a really good item against Storm Spirits.
Well, Storm's all about his mana. And
yeah, it's BKB, man. That will also counter the Fusel, so it's a good choice. Right? It does counter Diffusal? I think so. Counters AM mana break.
It doesn't counter the stun, but it counters all the damage. Right? I feel like that's something we should definitely know. Well, Orchid will get finished by Bricks. So
Smash moves up here into the Dire jungle, man. This is what I want to see Dire do to Radiant, but this is perfect, man. This is
a surprise timing too. He doesn't know that the
Orchid's
online.
That blink! He'll still escape, it looks like, because of
there's that Ghost Scepter. Ooh, nice. It's not going to be enough. Not going to be enough.
You needed to crit there.
They didn't have enough time for the crit though, because they needed that extra lockdown to get the HP low enough. Now Smash going to find an Invis Rune, and on top of that, they're going to pick up once again a gem on UPS, so to continue to lock down any kind of vision coming out from Team TI. The Smash has scouted out the Tusk. He's going to open with the Shadow Strike. As we got the Finger of Death coming from the low ground, Sonic Wave's going to come out as well. They are going to try to freeze him, but it's not going to be enough. Gyro finishing him off with the call down. Now CG jumping around on the Storm Spirit, but he gets turned into a frog, and Brick's able to finish off the line with just those right clicks. As CG, oh, he will find Smash up in the trees, but not before Smash is able to TP away. Didn't have enough mana to get the pull off.
The thing about this fight is that the worst case scenario, that was space for the Phantom Lancer, right? Like when Smash picks up the Invis Rune, decides he's going back in the jungle, like he's making the decision that the worst case that will happen is I'll bring the Dire Hero stop and my PL still farming. Like, and that's a good way to feel, right? That's what Phantom Lancer does for you. He creates these situations where like you get like a somewhat questionable trade, but it's topped off with my Phantom Lancer's farming, and all of a sudden it becomes a good trade, or at least an equal one.
Well, looks like we're going to have another Bloodstone getting picked up. In fact, it gets finished right now by the techies. So that's more mana, which means more mines. which means probably more missed kills. But we'll try, we'll try. This Winter Wyvern Kenny is very poor.
That hero just needs disabilities. He'll be fine.
And somehow he's still ahead of Because I Can on the Lion, who, once again, like you said, just needs his items. Or just needs his abilities. But of course, Blink, pretty important on Lion. Once you get that Blink, you can improve your positioning almost tenfold.
One thing about Sorcerer as a hero is, you know, we just said like, oh, Wyvern like just needs his abilities, right, to survive. But the thing about Storm Spirit is he makes the other team's heroes all need something. You know what I mean? There's a couple heroes like that in the game. But Storm is definitely one of them. Pretty much every hero needs to have something if they're up against a Storm Spirit. Because otherwise they're going to die to the ball. Like, and Gyro is quite good at that as well, actually, with Black.
And then it just keeps getting worse and worse once you start getting picked off like that. Then your item progression never happens.
Yeah,
and that's how Storm snowballs.
Become perpetually food, yeah. But the Lion's doing a good job right now of not having that happen to them. But once again, it has a lot to do with the Dire team not being able to penetrate this area. Radiant's bringing the fight to them up here, over and over, while the PL just farms jungle out.
He's drawing on the minimap, guys. But yeah, just basically saying, pushing into the Dire.
Oh, they can't see me drawing on the minimap?
No, they can, just...
Oh, okay.
Kind of directing their eye. In case they didn't see it. But pretty passive the last little bit here, as both teams pretty content with just farming. And you know, a while ago we kind of recognized the fact that Team TI definitely deciding, you know, we're gonna go late with this. They picked up the Bloodstone on the Storm. They went with the more efficient mid-game farming item on the Clinks with the Chrysalis. And it looks like Sector 5, they're fine with it. They're gonna farm and go later as well, as we actually thought that they had the better lineup to begin with.
At the same time, though, their Dire is buckling down, getting your BKBs now at 30 minutes as opposed to 45 minutes or whatever, and that means they're probably looking to fight. Yeah, I could be wrong.
That's huge too. If you have to buy your BKBs early, because every time you use it, it loses 1 second on its duration, and when it comes down to those late game team fights, and you have a couple seconds less BKB duration, that could pretty much determine how a team fight goes. So these early BKB pickups are quite important.
I think teams have realized more and more recently, like in the past 6-12 months, that BKB is an item for doing stuff with, right? Like, if Storm doesn't have to buy BKB until like 40 minutes in the game, and he has a 10-second BKB to high ground with, that's really good. Like, you buy your BKB when you have to buy your BKB. I think is the philosophy a lot of players have. They seem to have adopted, and it's smart. It's really a big difference from the way people used to buy BKB, which is kind of just willy-nilly.
The thing is people used to be okay with buying the BKB early and fighting because they could always just sell it and rebuy a new one. Can't do that anymore.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that.
We're gonna have some action coming up from Team TI as they will find a kill onto Smash. It did require them to send their 3 pretty much most important heroes to get their 3 cores, but that is a pretty valuable target. Pretty big gold swing as well, 1100 gold going their way as a result of that 1 kill.
Yeah, the thing about this Bloodstone on Storm is, when people compare Bloodstone to Orchid, a lot of times they'll say, well, you know, Bloodstone, they'll get into the nitty-gritty of it and be like, well, Orchid lets you silence, Bloodstone just gives you some HP and mana regen. But the thing is, Bloodstone gives you your next item quicker, and that's what really matters. Like, that's what the item is for. It's for getting that next item quicker, and the next item after that quicker.
So Tier 1 goes down in the mid lane, but still neither team really committing to any of these fights. We just saw that 1 pick off onto Smash, but besides that, still very, very passive. 32 minutes in, only have 21 kills. But certainly not the pace that some of these teams play with regularly, so... I think I kind of keep going back to the Canada Cup because I casted every single game in that. but I casted all the games that Not Today played, and I think when they played up against Leviathan, which could very well be the next series that we're going to cast tonight, they had a ridiculous number of kills in their games. So this is a little bit of a different pace to what we're kind of used to coming out from Not Today, or I guess Sector 5 now. Still that gem on the Naga as they continue to deward.
Yeah, that is such a good counter, man. I keep saying it over and over again. I'm like a broken record, but it's just so smart. If you're feeling like microing too, you could always keep it on your on the courier until you make illusions.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower
And that's the thing, you
under
can
attack.
just spawn your illusions and send them out, and they will have the Gem of True Sight, which is a little ridiculous, to be honest, but we will have a 5-man spoke coming out here from Team TI, and they're going to move
2 fresh BKBs
up from below onto Sector 5. They're going to find the line to start everything off, but there's the song coming out from UPS as they will
Did they check
reset the
items,
fight.
dude? They have 2 BKBs, I don't realize, I don't think Radiant realized there's 2 BKBs.
Song's going to end. Lion is going to be our first target. He's going to get punched in the air. I think he's going to go down. Indeed, he does. Now we've got everyone else on the side of Sector 5. They've pretty much evacuated the premises
That
as
went
they
about as
just
good as it could go.
ran straight down out of the dire jungle. But like you said, that I don't think that could have gone better for Sector 5. Just lose the one hero and
Oh,
just
Gyro's
a line.
fine.
Position 5. No big deal.
Gyro's Heaven's Halberd.
He's so tanky.
Putting in work.
Oh my goodness, Sonic Wave's going to come out from Smash as the other heroes from Sector 5 finally get there to try to help out their Gyro, but it's not going to be in time as the Gyro's going to go down. I think they all just need to back away here. It'd be nice if they got a return kill, but I don't think they should keep pushing this, but they're going to try. CG will bottle up a Bounty Rune. They are going to use the Orchid onto him, and yeah, I think now's the moment where they're actually going to back away.
Storm's mana regenerates with this Bloodstone. It's going to become a dangerous situation for Radiant.
He's now up at 12 Bloodstone charges. Are they going to Rosh here? I think they will, yeah. So I think they just got spotted by that PL illusion as they went in, but they're going to have more than enough damage to bring this Rosh down fast. There's no Gyro for 20 seconds, but they do have their Lion back with them. Will they engage here?
That is a nice Ice Shards, man. They get Rosh here.
I imagine it will go on CG again. Rosh will go down, CG will
Storm Spirit against the Aegis.
but they are going to engage with the PL.
This is just awful for Radiant,
There
man.
goes Smash. Oh, I can't believe they committed to this. But Wyvern's going to go down, so they do get a kill going their way. Now Lion will go down again. He just respawned. That's unfortunate. Brick's trying to run away. He's so slow. But of course they still have that gem on UPS, so they can have vision of him at all times. And looks like we will lose the PL, maybe? Yes, he will go down there as CG gets... Actually, Raven got the kill there with the suicide. Finally, Song comes up and they'll use it to disengage there. That was so close to being up in time for them to save their PL and back away.
The thing about these situations too is Bloodstone puts this pressure. Like, you didn't just lose the fight. You gave Storm 6 charges there. You know, like, that's absolutely, or 4 or 5 charges. I don't remember, but
3.
it's just downright awful when that happens to you. Because now Storm he's a beast. Going for this defensive BKB, he'll still have enough mana regen now that he has this many charges. And I'd like to see a Shivas from him, but we'll see what happens.
I still can't believe Sector 5 engaged on that. There was...
Yeah, when I saw the Ice Shards,
the Ice Shards were so good.
But at the same, to be fair, like if Smash had successfully spammed for the Aegis, it would have been a whole different fight. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like he was in the pit clicking for it. So if he had got it, like it'd be a whole different story.
I mean, that's just kind of the way the Smash plays, but don't you feel like that was way too risky of a play for them to go for at the stage that they're in the game right now?
You know what's nuts? The Storm actually got the Aegis too. It wasn't like they spammed for it and one of them got it. The Storm got the Aegis, so that's just about worst case scenario for Dire Team. Like it was really for Radiant Team. It was really bad for them, and like it looked good for a while, right? Like they could have even just let the Gyro die, but they just kept pushing it, and pushed their luck, and it turned out to be not so good.
Well, I'm going to bring up our... Oops. Well, I'm going to bring up the gold graph, apparently, as I pressed the wrong button. But we've got just over 5,000 gold lead for Team TI now as a result of those last couple engagements. XP over 7,500 their way as well. But now I'm going to bring up their the items so we can kind of look over everything real quick here. before. I don't think they're going to completely defend their tier 2 here in the top, but they might. They have 2 of their cores up here. No, okay. So we just have the Orchid. We've got an Ultimate Orb as well on Smash, so that's probably building into a Lincoln's, maybe? I guess it could be a Scotty for a bit more HP, but probably a Lincoln's.
And Clinks just picks up his data list just now. Oh, and they're going on Gyro, top lane.
As they're going to go on Gyro. He did have the Lincolns. He got popped immediately as they jumped on in. And Ice Shards will hold him in place. So he'll go down as our first kill. Smash gets a nice Sonic Wave, landing on 2. And that'll allow them to get the kill onto CG, but he will respawn in just a second with that Aegis. As they try to get another kill, they're going to bring down the Winter Wyvern, but they lose their Lion. And right at the same time, Smash gets pulled and he'll go down. Snowball comes in from the Tuskers. They're going to look to get one more. But they're not able to lock down. The Phantom Lancer is just walks away. Doppelganger. Gangers away. But UPS surprisingly wasn't there. That meant that they didn't have their mech and they didn't have the song to get on out of there. It's kind of surprising the fact that he's not carrying a TP right now. Surprising that he's
a Bloodstone. This almost finishes Zags, man. That's nuts.
GG's going to get another pull off on the PL and then jumps away, making sure that he doesn't get caught. There comes the song, so they will force out the song. It is a level 2 song, though.
At the same time,
will just buys a sheep.
Radiant Bot Tower is going to be lost in the exchange.
Yeah, so there's that Techies.
Finishing his
In
Zags
case you guys forgot, Techies is still in this game, pushing in the bottom lane. And as Goofy just mentioned, the Aghanim Scepter getting finished. So he can place his sign and make it so that you can't spot any of his remote mines with detection. Or at least the ones underneath the sign. My goodness, that exchange. I really didn't think Sector 5 was going to hang around to defend their Tier 2. I mean, they ended up doing so, but you definitely feel that Team TI, they definitely had the better end of the exchange there.
This is the thing about Stormshirt. He also picked up a Hex, by the way, not Shiva's. As much as I would like to see Shiva's first. We'll likely see it next, I think. Unless he just doesn't like the item. But this is definitely a quick way to pull the correct PL as well. So.
We've got a Demon Edge on the Phantom Lancer.
That's weird.
What is the Demon Edge for? There's no Butterfly that's going to potentially be coming out, so it's not an MKB. I guess it could just be an MKB for damage, but it's a little bit of a weird pickup.
I'm getting a little too much into the strategy of item builds and whatnot, but you see, this is what's so good about the early crit on Clinks. He's fully slotted, and he would have already had to think about selling his Aquila or something like that if his crit item was a Desolator. Because it was crit, he could just upgrade it into a late game slot and not have any slot issues right now. Which is, it's just another small thing to point out about the crit pickup.
His BKB is actually.
What do you think the key for Radiant is here, Ness?
Well, certainly they. I feel like they almost feel like they need to make these fights. They keep taking these fights, and I feel like they don't. As we're gonna lose Smash in the mid lane, but I keep feeling like I go back to the fight that we just had at the top tier 2. I felt like that was a fight that Sector 5 didn't have to force. They need to keep buying time for their Phantom Lancer. They are already invested in the late game. They recognize the fact that Team TI has also invested in the late game. And I really feel like Sector 5's got the better late game. So just keep playing into that. There's no reason to keep rushing or forcing these fights that obviously Team TI is looking to do. And I guess, if you're taking a fight in an area where Techies hasn't been mining and there's an area where Techies isn't, you're still fighting into a 5v4, but it still hasn't been working for you. Just saw
Storm is at that point of Bloodstone charges right now, man, where he fights twice in one fight. He uses his mana and it's back. He's got so much. He's got the sheep stick. He's really a full late game hero at this point.
It almost has a feeling of Slark, where you just kind of step out of the fight for a second and you get your HP pool back all the way. But Storm, it's just your mana pool just comes back immediately.
Regeneration. Yeah. It's definitely the case, and he's definitely fully primed for late game with 19 Bloodstone charges.
UPS sends one illusion in to do the farming of this camp, and there's remotes there, and they got triggered.
It's good.
We actually got a
One
remote
thing.
also
One
blocking
thing's
it.
underestimated about late game is it's often decided in one big fight. You know, so having 20 bloodstone charges and 3 lives is really good as well. So I would say Storm's pretty much on par with the Phantom Monsters in terms of late game in this particular situation. Like, it seems odd to say that, right? But he's really going to make a big difference in at least one fight with 3 lives.
Yeah. We are going to have an MKB on the Phantom Lancer. Huh. I don't know, man. I just don't see it coming. But he will choose that. The CG looks like he was actually jumping forward there, but just jumping onto the creeps.
We're looking at a good 60-minute game here, Niz. You ready?
Yeah, they called it in chat, and I was hoping there was going to be more aggression, but we stalled out a little bit for a bit. Oh boy. I hope everyone in the stream went and got their drinks during the break, like I told them to. Like you said, this could be a while.
He says the MKB's for the Solar Crest on Tusk. It's a good point.
Ooh.
It seems like an overreaction for a Phantom Monster, though. Maybe not.
Well, we are going to have...
And Rosh is up again. It feels like 2 minutes ago that they Roshed, right?
This is the
quick
third
spawn?
Roche. Third Roche, so there will be cheese. So who do we got? We got Aegis on Storm again, and she's on... Lynx?
Gotta be Lynx, yeah.
Roshan has fallen to the dark.
Right.
Immortality is mine. Over here now.
And I imagine if that Aegis gets used and the cheese hasn't got used, they'll probably pass the cheese over the Storm. They kind of reset a fight.
Over here now.
Although cheese is pretty valuable on the Clinks as well. If he gets caught out, just that ability to instantly replenish his whole health.
Yeah, Cheese does give 1,000 mana only as well. It won't full Storm up, which is, I guess, good for Radiant. The Gyro's pretty committed to this, kind of less than carry build he's going for.
Yeah, I was just looking at him, and you know, he's at 280 CS.
Like top jungle.
He really hasn't made any kind of item progression as a jump there. A little bit late, but we do lose the PL. So finally, Team TI able to bring down the PL.
And who is that again? On the Wyvern?
So we're gonna have CG jumping on in. They're gonna find Smash.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you saw it, but CG actually purchased a Shiva's Guard. It's flying in on the courier right now. So we will have Shiva's on the Storm.
Yeah, this is basically a necessary item in this game. This is pretty much the position you want to be in on Storm Spirit, man. This is...
I definitely feel the game tilting towards one direction right now, and I think Team TI has actually brought this game back in their favor.
This is pretty much what I was saying. Like, if Storm has these items, the Dire's actually favor the game. Like, until Storm loses his Bloodstorm, respawn as well. Like, you have to think he's still got a fight where he's alive twice. Like, he's got an Aegis and then he's got a 10-second Bloodstone like respawn as well. It's crazy.
Well, they will break high ground here. The tier 3 will go down. Now they're going to go for the melee racks as CG gets a little bit of damage in on the Gyro. First spike came out from the line, but didn't find a target. But now CG will jump on in. Song comes out from the Naga Siren, just keeping the lion alive. We are going to have a TP, aggressive TP coming up from the Phantom Lancer. So he's going to jump in on the background, going to get the kill onto Kenny to start everything off. CG jumps on in, going to try to grab Stinger, but he pulls right on into the Lincolns. What is going on up here? Nothing, as CG and Stinger still going at it. Surprisingly,
dude, this Heaven's Halberd is so silly.
This is ridiculous. Oh my goodness, CG doesn't even get the kill. He'll go down, Aegis will respawn him in a second. Will we get any kind of disable on him immediately? We will. And CG will go down. I can't believe that those were the only 2 heroes fighting while all that was going on. Everyone else was just kind of running away.
That's a massive swing, man. That's what Radiant needed.
That Heaven Halberd is pretty much the only reason it went that way. Because Raven just got a kill onto a Lion there.
Well, if someone was going to die to mines, at least it was Lion.
Yeah, unfortunately that's ideal. If you're going to lose a hero, you want to lose your support. And more particularly, your support that's not carrying the gem. Alright, in case you guys didn't think I was looking at chat, Spitfire 321 has said in chat, I'll eat a shoe if this game ends in 10 minutes.
Whoa, what'd I miss?
16:55 the timestamp.
Yeah, coin.
Just getting called out. This gyro just got even more tanky. Scotty.
I think a big problem with that fight was that the Winter Woman didn't have his ult up.
Yeah.
He does have a Blink Dagger now as well. This is... Talking about him having nothing before, he's looking pretty good right now.
There we go, that's an item we don't see enough of. Lotus Orb picked up by the Tusk. Now Manta getting picked up by the PL. We'll once again bring up our items so you guys can take a quick look at all of them. In case you missed any of the item pickups. I think I covered everything. They do still have the cheese on the Clink, so they haven't passed it over to the Storm.
Haste!
Those Bloodstone charges were critical loss in the last fight.
He's still at
See if
14
we can
though.
build those back up.
Not quite at that critical mass, but he's close. And that's just another one of those things that makes it even more difficult for Sector 5 to push against Team TI. Obviously there's the techies, which is always really, really scary.
Lotus Storm is so silly against Rocket.
But the fact that Storm just instantly respawns and comes back. Thanks to those Bloodstone charges. And then he's probably going to have a buyback on top of that. He is sitting on buyback right now. As I imagine a lot of the players are going to be having buyback in hand. Now surprisingly, Smash doesn't. Neither does Van. In fact, none of the core is on the side of Sector 5.
There's so many hexes, man.
Well, we're going to see CG jump in once again. Lion's his target, and the song is there to save him again. Call down will come down, but not dealing any damage on its first... Actually, not either of its damage points, as Song was still up, and looks like Sector 5 will be able to back away here. Orchid will go out onto Smash, but they're still just disengaging. So all 5 will get back to safety, or 4 get back to safety. The 5th just respawned. Oh no, he didn't. Sorry, he TP'd back to Fountain. What am I saying?
Guess we're going to next Roshan.
Well, you know, we may think that it's a really passive game and it's going to go a long time, but they are trying. They are trying to fight. But it's so difficult, especially against Song.
Storm is so powerful against BL, man.
Over here now.
A lot of that's thanks to his ability to
engage in the mid lane. CG is going to get locked down, and he's going to go down. He actually used his BKB, didn't get the cheese off, which they did pass to him. This is huge. Lion did go down to Bricks, sorry. This Raven just off to the side, constantly tossing in mines, and
that was
Kenny's
crazy.
sitting here in a nice block.
Dyer's top tower is under
He will
attack.
Glimmer Cape away, but Smash sees him. Going to keep right
Bricks in
clicking
danger,
down.
man.
Bricks goes down. Raven is now going to be the next target, as Van able to right click him down on the PL. Stinger so close to going down.
Had a manner pause for that? Oh, man, thank God.
Look at the HP right now on everyone on Sector 5.
Yeah.
My goodness.
I mean, if Storm cheesed, that could have been a different fight.
Oh, that could have been very different. How did I miss that? There was pause the whole time and I missed that kill.
Dyer's middle tower.
Indy
is
posted a
under
stat for us about Storm's run rate against PL. I think it's the fact that Zimbo is so effectively delivering the Shivas onto the middle of the fight and then hold the real PL. It's literally one of the best heroes for stuff like that. the jump is not so bad either. PL's usually bunched in the ball. You can finish off most of the illusions with a nice long ball lightning from Fountain.
And the PL will actually pick up his boots of travel now. So that's going to free up an extra inventory slot, as he doesn't have to carry around a TP anymore. He's going to have that going for him. And now we're going to have the Guardian Greaves getting picked up by the Tusk. Well, I have no idea who he Lotus Orb in that last fight. I imagine it was the Storm when all that action was going on, but I didn't actually see it go out.
I didn't catch that.
These fights are actually very spread out too. Once the engage happens, been focusing a lot on Storm because he's kind of the initial one to jump in, but there's a lot of kind of side skirmishes going on. As oh my goodness, Stinger keeps tanking up. He now has a Reaver on the gyro.
Tension kind of building in the Dire jungle right now.
I don't think we will have a fight though.
Dire with no heroes in position to rat though, so
Bottom looks
Radiant's
like
call what
it is
happens.
pushing their way though. Mid also
Washington.
Dire favored. Oh, it's gonna be another Roche.
yeah, I could have told you that one.
And it's a fast one too, a fast respawn, so the Dire side obviously has the benefit of knowing when Roche is going to be up thanks to the techies' mines. And there he is. The big guy has spawned. They're just going to run straight in there. I think they are.
Yeah.
Oh,
my. That timing. They're going to find the PL here, and this is going to be a
That's
kill.
so
This is
unfortunate.
huge.
This one.
He didn't even get the bounce.
this is what happens when you doppelwalk for a rune, dude. That was...
Oh my goodness.
Dude, I see that happen so much with that hero. Two people doppelwalk down cliffs and stuff, and they're like, oh. That's not the first time I've seen that, that's for sure, man. That was not a surprise to me,
Roshan
but
has fallen
really
to the
unfortunate for
dire.
Radiant.
Is mine.
So they get the Roche. They put the cheese, or sorry, the Aegis on Storm again, the cheese. We've got one on Bricks, we've got the other one on the Tusk. And now I think you have to, you push. You have to force out the buyback, right?
Yeah, if you get the
60
buyback
seconds.
here, it's worth it.
I'm over here.
Techies maybe sets up some nice mines for the retreat. You just hit him with a 1-2. Oh no, Techies gonna defend the rat at top lane.
Radiant's
I
middle
think if the game
barracks are under
ends,
attack.
like right now,
Dire's top
Spitfire
tower
has to
is
eat
under
shit.
attack.
think
Radiant
it's gonna happen.
structures are fortified.
Cindy said in chat, he is safe. We are going to have the song. They did force out the buyback from PL, so now the fact that they did have to buy back here, they want to get some pickoffs as Team TI tries to back away. They will find one on the Winter Wyvern. Now CG jumps on in, uses his pull on Smash, and the punch gets used onto the gyro.
Dire's top tower
They're not
is
going to
under
find
attack.
either kill target. Oh my goodness, I almost dropped the top.
You know, I
but
think
there's
he's
that cheese.
underestimating the top
Smash
10
will go
gyros.
down. Will they be able to find another? The Stinger's going to try to back away, and he will. The so-so tanky gyro will somehow get out of there. Bricks trying to chase him down, but he'll go down instead. And now CG gets another pull off, but he will go down. Aegis will respawn him in just a second. Unfortunately, he doesn't have anyone with him on his team. He's the only one left alive outside from the techies, who's all the way back in the Dire base. Huge fight
I'm
for second.
100% sure the Storm is like not paying attention to Gyro's items, or like just not considering it enough in fights. Like his whole mana pool was used jumping over and over again on a 3700 HP Gyro reservation. Like that was really unfortunate for Dire.
Yeah, he really just needs to ignore the gyro. Like, what is the gyro doing? He's not doing much damage at all in the team fights. They just need to ignore
Dire's
him
top
and
tower
kill
is
everyone
under
else.
attack.
But that was a huge fight.
Maybe too late now though. This is when Clinks really starts to lose his effectiveness as a hero as well. At least in comparison to the Radiant team's
Dire's
carries.
middle tower
Well,
has
looks
fallen.
like Kenny. Oh, is he gonna survive? Shadow
Dire's
Strike
top tower
doesn't
is
finish him
under
off. He's
attack.
gonna be alright.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Unfortunately, they did lose their techies there. And now they're going to lose their top racks. There comes CG jumping in from the fountain with the Shivas. Will find a kill onto the Lion. Song did come out, but not in time. And now they will back away.
Storm definitely chases here.
Top barracks are under attack.
Tries to use the pull. Does it onto the Lincolns of the gyrocopter. And then instead switches to UPS. Going to bring down the support Naga. Gem now on the deck. CG will pick it up. We will have a TP out.
Tribute.
That's one of those situations where if you had 20 bucks on charges, you would do a lot more chasing.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Once again though, you talked about like not noticing the items or just kind of ignoring them. The fact that he used the pull there on the gyrocopter. Like he had to know that was up, right?
Oh, who knows, man. I really don't know.
MKB is going to get picked up by Clinks.
I don't feel comfortable saying this guy's just not looking at items. It's kind of mean. I'm sure he just was in the heat of the moment trying to pull the gyro.
Well, I mean, I think he certainly is, but it's one of those things that you can almost just do it because it's not something that you typically see on this gyro. Like, when was the last time you saw a gyro build items like this? I don't think I ever have.
Yep.
So it's just one of those things. You don't expect a gyro to be sitting at 3,500 HP.
He's definitely instinctually going on the gyro. This is usually a squishy hero. Gyro without BKB is usually dead, so I'm assuming that's what he's. It's like instinct taking over parts.
Regeneration!
Well, looks like it's gonna be another rush on.
Yeah. We're 1:20 out from a 60-minute game. I do want to remind everyone we do have another best of 3 following this.
Well, this is only game 2, right?
This is game 2, yeah. Sector 5 is up 1 game in this best of 3. So if Team TI wins this, then we're going to have another game between these two teams. And then the winner of this series will go on to play the winner of the series between Maximum Idiot and Team Imagine. Team Imagine being basically Team Leviathan. I'm not sure who won that series. I'll have to check after this game, but this one's going the distance. I'm kind of running out of things to talk about right now, Goofy. I think we've addressed everything.
I haven't casted enough 60-minute plus games. I'm actually it's gonna be another rush. See if Techie is able to set up there or not. It doesn't look like he will be able to, but we'll see what happens.
And that's it. Like you said, it's just another Rosh. And when you're at this point in the game, you're almost on autopilot as a player here. It's like, well, don't die and get another Rosh. Like that's pretty much the game plan. There's nothing special going out. Yeah, you can go for a smoke and try and get a pick off, but even if you're going to try to make a play like that, you want to do it around the Rosh respawn timing. So right now, Rosh can't be up for a while. The players know that. We've got at least another 2 minutes before Rosh. There's no reason to do anything too risky. Although smash is smash, so he's going to go for one kill here. He's going to get sheeped, and he is hasted, so he might he's actually going to re-engage here as the PLTP's on in. Snowball will buy the Tusk a lot of time. He will just snowball in and then TP away, or blink away, excuse me. We will get a kill. Tusk is going to go down. CG actually commits suicide and then moves his Bloodstone.
Whoa, that was an accidental suicide.
Yeah, that was definitely an accidental suicide. Brick's now trying to run away. BKB topped. He will go down as he gets ensnared.
I always felt bad for someone
by the
that
Naga.
happens.
Yeah, like he jumped in and then he suicided. I was like, I don't think he dropped that low, and then I had him selected and I immediately saw him move his Bloodstone from the top middle to the bottom middle. That's just unfortunate.
Well, that's
so
sad.
Down
it's
and
really
I
sad.
think that's just game. We will get a buyback from the Winter Wyvern. Storm will buy back as well, but they're the only 2 buybacks available. We won't have a Clinks, we won't have a Tusk. As now CG, once again, going to try to bring down Smash. He's got the BKB pop, Song's coming out. He will be able to do so before the Song. Gem on the deck, CG won't be able to get on out of there. He will go down. In fact, they do get the kill on the Lion from the Winter Wyvern. Raven will go down on the Techies. And it's just the dragon left alive.
Dire's structures
And he's
are
Yeah, when he
certainly not
lost
gonna
his
be
big
enough.
Bloodstone stack before he had bots, I knew
Dire's
they were
middle
trouble.
barracks has fallen. Dire's
That was a good
middle
game,
tower
though.
has fallen.
It's definitely an entertaining game. Everybody played hard.
It's one of those games where, unfortunately, we had
attack.
some passive moments, but that doesn't mean there's not good Dota going on. And we take a quick look at the goal graph before it ends, and oh my goodness, right at the end, Sector
Radiant
5 past the even mark. Maybe a little bit of
Yeah.
throw from Team TI.
Those
but
were definitely some weird fights. It shouldn't have happened the way that they did, but that's Dota, right? The fights don't always happen the way they do textbook. You know, fights are not always textbook. Sometimes Storm Suicide's a Bloodstone. It happens. You know.
Well, that's going to be it for that one, guys. Like I said, we do have another best of 3 coming up after this. I'm not sure who Sector 5 will be playing, but I will find that out and put it on the overlay as soon as I do. But yeah, once again, guys, thanks for watching. There's a lot of new people in here tonight, so make sure you hit that follow button, twitch.tv/Nizcast. Also, you can follow me on Twitter @Nizcast. I take every game I cast and I put it on my YouTube channel, so you can go watch the VODs there if it doesn't work out for you on Twitch. So that's youtube.com/Nizcast. Obviously, follow my co-caster Goofy. He's got his own Twitch channel, twitch.tv/GoofyGG.
That's it.
I got it.
And
I
my
got it.
Twitter is like some complicated like Sega Genesis password.
His
I believe
Twitter is @GoofGoofGG.
I believe I'm GoofGG on Twitter, man. It was really hard to make a Twitter, guys. I pretty much gave up halfway through it. Yeah, I don't really tweet. You guys can follow me on there as well.
And also follow IndieBear. He's got his own Twitch at twitch.tv/IndieBear. He was on Stats for us tonight. He did some really awesome stuff. And he's also got a Twitter @IndieBearDota. But before we kind of close this one out, Goofy's going to be doing something interesting on his stream coming up soon. He's going to be doing a little bit of a... I don't know what you call it. Is a road to... Is there like an MMR?
I don't know. It's like I made a blog on Liquid Dota a while back where I picked up a Smurf account at 3600 and I took it to leaderboards in like 200 games or something like that with 70% win rate. And everyone said, "Oh, like yeah, sure, you did it as a core, but can you do it as a support?" So it's like a year later, and I think I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm gonna push for leaderboards on a support hero or a couple different support heroes, and we'll see if it works out the same. You know, try to myth bust at it. But if not, then the point will be proven the other way. But it should be a good time. I should be yelling a lot and failing. So if you guys want to follow that on my stream, you're certainly welcome to.
So guys, definitely follow him and look out for that. But we will be hopping into the next game as soon as we can. Hopefully you will stick with us. Once again, I'm Niz. You're watching Nizcast.